Hello, Chunky. What a day. Look over there. One of those far-right people's just moved on the estate, Tarquin. We better put the house up for sale.
Box takers, dinghy divers, and lefties. This ain't for you. Alex Belfield's voice of reason.
Hello, Chunky. It's the voice of reason for a Monday evening, and I just want to thank you for your love, kindness, and support today. We will just filibust for a few seconds so that the algorithms don't immediately ejaculate us from the airwaves, as happens so often if you say anything interesting within the first minute. My name is Alex Belfield, and yesterday I broke the news that my national tour, 10 dates costing around £100,000 to stage and to profit from, has been banned by Nottingham Police. That's under the guise of MAPA, the multi-agency people who are managing my very high risk of 0.17%. Do you remember the corrupt people at Mansfield Police Station who overcame a judge and overruled a magistrate to continue my bail illegally? Well, tonight outside there, look what's happening. The wonderful flag wavers and indeed these extreme, very, very outrageously dangerous far-right people are there. Look at all these women and children. I think the game is up. I want to bring you the news tonight that Tommy Robinson has been arrested. I can talk about it right now as he has not been charged. Yes, I was legally trained, ironically, by the BBC, the very people who I was a whistleblower of for 10 years in the national press that bought this house, and the very people who handed a file to Nottingham Police and the CPS, the Crooked Persecution System, who then put me in prison for 5 years for words. Lucy Conley comes out this week, and we can't wait to see her because she had opinions and said words that made the boohoo types lose their head, resulting in her going to prison for words. There seems to be a pattern about what's going on. I notice all over the papers today that the alphabet people are getting very angry and joining these protests. Look at this young man. We'll feature him in the news in the morning. We can't do it on here because we have to be all PC. Why? Because of Rule 179 in the new online harms bill, which prevents me from causing any potential psychological damage to whack jobs, crackpots and head the balls who aren't able to keep up because they're too limp under the cap, stupid, and indeed not able to understand language. Today's been very blowy. I nearly got sucked off Trent Bridge in Nottingham earlier, so I warn those who are on height-sided vehicles to be very careful of what can happen in certain lay-bys across Yorkshire. Tommy worries me because, like me, he is under the periscope of the petri dish of bullshit of this government, who are absolutely terrified by anyone with influence. There's too many of us who are all very similarly being brought down in various ways under the same sort of thing. I'm no fan of the Tate, but I mean, they're the biggest examples. Second, of course, is Russell. Then there's even the Lawrence Foxes. And of course, Tommy and me and all the others, Lucy and others who have opinions that end up in prison. I really worry because this patriot who has done more to highlight the abuse of underage young girls in this country. No one has put their life on hold. No one has forgone more of their liberty than Tommy over his belief that young underage girls need protecting, that yes, there was a legitimate cause there. And to all those politicians who decided to say no to any investigation, no to any let's look into what happened in places like Rotherham and Rochdale, well, shame on you. I think Tommy is completely vindicated. What happened last week at St Pancras, we don't know before because they edited the tape as I made the video a week ago. But what worries me is that they will say that one punch could have had fatal consequences. And I was in prison for 3 years with many men who had very long sentences because of the one punch rule. This is a new law. And even self-defense is not an excuse, and I really worry for him. We don't know what happened before. I have my suspicions because we know these agitators are there to provoke. It is a great shame and a travesty that he didn't have his security with him, and I don't know why he didn't. That was a mistake, especially in London, where 1 in 12 people are invisible. They don't count, they don't exist, because our president of the capital doesn't have any idea who they are. 1 in 12 people. I want to thank you for your kindness. I want to thank all those who have bought my book. The first book, His Own Worst Enema, is out now, and pre-order for my first prison book, HMP, who are going to have it banned. I guarantee they will use their horrible, disgusting powers like they have in cancelling my tour to ban the book. So if you want it, I'd get it quick. Once it's ordered, because it has officially been approved, I can send it you. Once it is banned, which is inevitable any day now, I can't. They've already banned, by the way, my ugly mug. This was a joke to piss off the police, the pigs, the rozzers, the absolute imbeciles who struggle to wipe their arse with two hands. I'm not saying they're all like that. I just haven't met one that isn't. But this ugly mug, which was simply designed to take the piss, has been banned because it hurt their feelings. They did it under the guise of it could offend the victims of your crime. The victims, they'd have to go on my website and look for it and buy it to be offended. Who would do that? Oh, one of them who's signed up 3 times and paid. Well, Nottingham Police today have asked me for an interview about that person, and what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yes, I'm being harassed and stalked, and I think it's time to turn the tables and say I'm not having it. You can't be tweeted about 29 times and nothing happens, and the person signs in and pays to hound you on your website, and yet I went to prison for words where they lied about thousands, not they, but the other people who were not guilty, lied about thousands of emails, and in fact there was about 20 that were sent to everyone at the BBC over 10 years. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But as of this moment, the Undisputed National Treasure mug, which are very, very popular, is still available, and this is the special edition one, the Convicted Talker. And again, these are just to take the piss and wind them up. I don't need to do it. I make no profit on them at all. You can't make profit on a £12.99 mug that costs nearly £7, and after tax and VAT and all the fees, leaves you anything. So they are there just simply to agitate the fart heads. It's my official policy here at The Voice of Reason. Last night's phone-in was remarkable. Tomorrow we will be featuring more of the alphabet people. This young man, what a wonderful example to be flying a flag. We've got other things like Ori Doobie Dooboo Doobie Doobie, who is wearing pride pants. Yes, he's wearing his underpants, apparently not because he's on the other bus, but in some tribute to someone. Very strange that a man who wants to be taken seriously in show business would strip virtually naked. Thank God he wasn't wearing Speedos, because I did that once on the beach and the S fell off and they all laughed at me. We can't tell you what's going on in the news tomorrow because it's far too outrageous, but you can tune in my ubiquitous manner. Oh yes, every morning, 6 days a week, from 6 o'clock I rant and rave like a madman behind my paywall where I can say what the fuck I like. And there's nothing they can do about it. Are they going to ban me eventually and pay me to stay at home? Because that's the revelation. They want to pay me to not to do my shows. Well, you're paying. That's what that means. You're paying. But I'm pissed off because my people have had flights, have booked hotels, and I want to do my tour starting next Saturday, and I can't because they'll send me back to prison if I do. So instead, they're going to pay me to sit at home and be paid a fortune to do fuck all. That's the country we live in. But I really worry about Tommy tonight because he can't have a fun time in prison like I did, having pedicures, having massages, having the wonderful yoga twice a week and meditation, underfloor heating and showers. He's in a shithole where he's in isolation. And it's enough to drive anyone over the edge and be under no doubt. What they want is for us free speakers who are challenging the narrative to break, to give up, and to be bullied into submission. But I will never surrender, and nor will Tommy, and certainly nor will Katie. I spoke to Katie today, by the way. She's doing gangbusters. It's amazing, as is Tommy. But I worry what they're going to do to him because this one punch thing, look it up, is very, very concerning. I just want to thank you. I want to send you my love, and tomorrow morning we'll be back with the news. Half an hour of the biggest stories. I mean, the news is just crackers. The video we've got to show you is unbelievable. Isn't it notable, by the way, that no mainstream seem to be covering these endless protests, like outside the corrupt Mansfield police station tonight, where these legends are waving the flag in honour of our once great Britain that's now just fucking grating because we can't sleep at night with worry of what might happen to our daughters and our wives. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I shall see you tomorrow morning from 6 for the news live at alexbelfield.com. Ta-da, Lars.
Oh, shushy, shushy, please be quiet. This tippy-tappy gobshitery ain't for you. Alex Belfield's Voice of Reason.